The US is losing interest in the world. Its allies are becoming rivals. Its long-term enemies are becoming partners, and those on the sidelines are confused. What sort of world order is this? It is increasingly looking multipolar, a world which has different centers of power. You'll have a China and India in Asia, a Russia or France in Europe, and a United States in the Western Hemisphere. America's power is not absolute. You had Israel ignoring former President Joe Biden, China openly encircling Taiwan, and of course Russia continuing its war in Ukraine. All of this confirms America's weakness. In Europe, this could create new equations. The European Union is already boosting their military spending. They're looking beyond America for defense. Meanwhile, US and Russian interests are aligning. In Asia, too, this will create complications. If Trump won't defend NATO, will he defend Taiwan or South Korea? Chances are he won't. So those countries must also explore options.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Koholoyim La Yahweh. Bahashim Yahushai. Bahashim Rakha HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akhwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And we get into a point of this thing all crashing. And it's already in motion. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts. It said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And this is what you're seeing developing. Esau's kingdom is breaking down. And those, vassals, all the, the allies of them, they're all just looking like, well, what the fuck is going on? Like, they're scattering like roaches when the lights cut on, because they're seeing America is starting to pull back. See, when Joe Biden just a couple of months ago was giving off funneling all that money to Ukraine, everything was just fine. But Trump came in like, nope, we're going to stop that shit. We're going to stop that money from flowing through there. A matter of fact, we're going to stop, even giving you any satellite information. And, sharing reconnaissance, you know what I'm saying? Because America, they watching every damn thing. They got satellites on everything. This man got a God complex, and he's all over the globe, just peering down on everybody. Motherfucker got a camera everywhere, so he knows when Russia's gonna shoot something, when it's gonna strike, how it's gonna strike, what they're actually shooting. You know what I'm saying? Because the scripture talks about this man being wiser than Daniel. So don't think that they don't know. They're watching everything, spying in on everybody. Ezekiel 28:3, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. So it's really no secrets that Esau don't know about. This motherfucker know. He's studying everything. He's constantly studying. He calls it research. And matter of fact, Trump just cut off into some of those science areas as well. Because I just was watching the Euro News yesterday. And matter of fact, they had a science rally, where Trump and them is cutting funding on a lot of shit. I forgot where the rally was at, but it was on live news yesterday. They had a few rallies. I'm trying to think where it was at. Might have been at Utah. Might have been at the university. Okay, this was. Yep, this one right here was 9 hours ago on that particular tip. Yeah, but overall, it's been going on for the past couple of days. So you have researchers and doctors rally for science against Trump administration cuts. So he's cutting a lot of stuff that generally Esau would even would be about. You know what I'm saying? To they actually cut funding on the U.S. Aid, and they're talking about famines. The famine research would not be furthered now, because they like I said again, Esau, he's in everything. He can forecast if there's gonna be a famine in 6 months, a year. He's monitoring, he got the weather down pat. He know how much rain is gonna be, how much humidity is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? He got all this stuff mapped out, man. He know the ocean currents. He knows the this man can give you a forecast of the weather, man. I'm not even sure how far now. I rarely ever look at the weather, but I know, hey, you can get pretty detailed information about the weather for shit, probably the month, man. Straight up, because this man, he's all out in space, and he's about finding out everything. He studies everything. He's, researchers and doctors rally for science against Trump administration cuts. Yep, I seen this yesterday. See the guy with the sign, ignorance kills people, science kills ignorance. And these are the type of people that don't believe in Yahweh Shai. So it's kind of ironic that, you know what I'm saying, they don't believe in the Lord. They believe in, what they can see, what they can touch, what they can feel. So Trump, yeah, he's cutting into a lot of this shit. So that's causing separation. Matter of fact, let's just put in, let's do this. I'm just going to put in how are Trump's cuts affecting the world. Yeah, because he's cutting into a lot of shit, bro. There's a lot of people out here fussing, about, how they've lost their jobs. They went out and voted for him 3 times and all this other shit, man. This guy don't care. He cutting everybody. He cutting everything. Okay, so this is an article, and we just flowing in the spirit, man. A couple of little news articles. Gotta Google stuff, you know what I'm saying, or check into some of this stuff. This is from the AP. From staff cuts to aid reduction, UN humanitarian agencies scramble in wake of funding freeze, because they're letting a lot of food rot too, from the U.S. aid. Instead of just giving, they should have just at least pushed out that last portion of food, because that's a big ass warehouse. Why would you allow all that food to go bad? And when you can just go, if you're gonna stop it, freeze shit, at least they could have just went ahead and pushed out those tons of, because they got thousands of tons of, rice, wheat, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but this article, it says Trump administration freezes on U.S. foreign aid have led many United Nations organizations to cut staff, budgets, services in places as diverse as Afghanistan, Sudan, Ukraine, and far beyond. So that's separation. That's division. So the scripture clearly says that a nation divided cannot stand, or a kingdom divided cannot stand, because this, you have to look at it as a kingdom overall. Universally, Esau, these Americans here, they've always had a good rapport with these other nations, really because they're the top nation, that's running shit. But they are burning bridges with these people. Now, these people are starting to step away and say, hey, well, we got to do something. We got to step up our defense money, and that's going to cause separation and division in those countries, because they've been used to kind of just chilling out, America taking over and policing the world. If they need some protection, America's there for them. But now it's like, Trump is like, no, y'all need to pay for your own defense. So the very defense that he's going to have them paying for, what Esau don't know is it's going to be used against them here in America's, man, when them nuclear weapons get to flying. So it's going to backfire on them pretty bold, man. Okay, so this is Secretary General Antonio Guterres has limited the severe cuts and cited some fallout last week. Over 9 million people in Afghanistan will miss out on health and protection services. Cash allocations that helped 1 million in Ukraine last year have been suspended. Funding for programs for people fleeing Sudan have run out, among other things. Now, when you really think about it, why are they paying for all this stuff to begin with? Right? So America got themselves in this fix by trying to be the damn police of the world, running throughout the earth, with their democracy, taking over places. Because a lot of this shit that these people are going through, America is the cause of it. In the backdrop, they doing all kinds of little dirty shit, man. And then they're out here like we're the best nation in the world. The world needs us and this, that, and the third. So okay, if you on that tip, you done place yourself in that position, and why not continue? Now you stepping away, talking about trying to cut into that $40 trillion of debt that your ass is in. Man, this place is not. You're not gonna be able to do nothing with that, man. They can cut it out, man. You know, and it's crazy because the apostles be saying they'll come and hey, these people will take your home from you. You know, they'll take if it's got to do with a bill or with taxes or anything that's got to do with you not making a payment. Guess what? There's penalties for you. So how is it that they $40 trillion in debt damn near, and they talking to you about collecting well I guess they would be on your ass about collecting some taxes if they're 40 trillion in debt. But why isn't this this debt ever going down? Why is it always just raising up? And they're constantly buying military weapons, man. That's where all the money going to. If they put as much money into peace, which come on, bro. Okay, but it says many independent NGOs, some that work with the United Nations, have cited many project closures because of U.S. administration decisions to eliminate more than 90% of foreign aid contracts, cut some $60 billion in funding, and terminate some 10,000 contracts worldwide involving the U.S. Agency for Internal Development. That's that U.S. aid. Yeah, that's $60 billion, man. That's gonna make some. They feeling it. They gonna feel that. They gonna feel that, man. Through famine, through disease, you know. And you just never know, man. With Esau too, this could be a setup. Could be a setup because they definitely are on that tip of bringing in that digital dollar, man. They're about to get rid of this physical money shit, and they're about to get on that implantation. Trying to implant the people, man, with these fucking chips, man. That's what this all leading up to. So they're gonna have to put the squeeze on the people before the people will actually, fall for that shit. Okay, but it says for their part, UN agencies have been scrambling to revise their operations, making strategic cuts, seek funding elsewhere, and appeal to the administration to restore U.S. support. Some hope federal court rulings will savage some U.S. foreign aid outlays. Here's what some UN organizations say about the impact of the U.S. funding freezes and their response to them so far. The UN Refugee Agency, which got over 40% of its nearly $5 billion budget last year from the United States, told the Associated Press on Wednesday the pause in U.S. funding allocations have affected operations. Its first cost-saving efforts will involve cutting $300 million in planned activities. Some partners, UN organizations often rely on and fund outside groups, have pulled back and halted some activities that, for example, have led to suspended services for nearly 180,000 forcibly displaced women, right, and girls in Central Africa Republic, Uganda, and in South Sudan. In Ethiopia, 200,000 forcibly displaced women and girls will be affected by the closure of services, it said. Yep, yeah, all that protection. See, America comes in with that democracy. Get to telling you about how you don't need no man. We'll take care of you. Now you know that they really set you up to be in a foul situation because those men gonna ravage these women, man, because they're gonna have to try and get out and do something. Okay, it says if new funding is not forthcoming soon, more cuts in direct life-saving assistance will be inevitable. The International Organization for Migration, which is run by Amy Pope of the United States, got more than 40% of its $3.4 billion budget in 2023 from the U.S., said it was acting accordingly in response to the U.S. order to pause foreign assistance funding that was affecting staff, operations, and beneficiaries. And we already know where the money is going. It's not really going to these people. And that's, kind of what Trump's saying, too. It's not really going to the people that actually need the help. It's going to the fucking CEOs and the people that work at the organization. They getting the bulk of the money. It says DevEx, a news organization focusing on global development, reported last month that H.I.M sent dismissal notices to some 3,000 employees who had been working on a U.S. resettlement program following the funding freezing. The agency declined to comment. Okay, who? Oh yeah, the World Health Organization. You know they feeling it because they was getting paid. The Trump administration has been especially tough on the World Health Organization. One of his earlier executive orders announced a U.S. pullout from the UN Health Agency, which can't take full effect until next January, as well as a recall of U.S. staff working with WHO and funding pauses. World Health Organization says a global measles and rubella lab network is at risk of collapse because it costs about $8 million a year, is entirely funded by the U.S. What the fuck for? Y'all don't know about the measles? Y'all got all kinds of vaccines and shit for that shit. What are you spending $8 million a year for on that shit for? The funding cuts have affected the global response to Mpox, and the World Health Organization has tapped into its own emergency funds to fill gaps left in the response to Ebola in Uganda. Oh, so y'all got some emergency funds. On Wednesday, the World Health Organization said U.S. cuts in bilateral funding to fight tuberculosis will have devastating response on TB programs, which the United States has generally contributed 200 to 250 million to every year over the last decade. So man, there's money going out, bro. It's crazy. And guess what? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're being taxed every time you get a check, before you get a check, wherever you work at. And they're sending your money to these places like this, and you don't know nothing about it. You don't know what's going on. This is the first we're really hearing about anything as far as like what your money is actually going towards, and it's not going towards you here in the Americas, which is fucked up. Here you go, you trying to make ends meet and pay rent, and you know, keep gas in the car and insurance, medicine, all this crazy shit, and they sending all this money to all these different places, man. Okay, it says the UN AIDS, the AIDS fighting agency, said Wednesday that U.S. funding has served as a backbone for HIV prevention in many countries hit hard by the virus. U.S. funding amounts to 55% of the total AIDS budget in Uganda, and the funding freeze has led to the closure of drop-in centers and service points that provide antiretroviral therapy. It said a rapid assessment estimated that 750,000 people in Haiti, which are those Israelites, are affected by the U.S. freeze. And that's why they don't give a fuck. They don't care, because it's really, you know, mostly what they call people of color, you know. But we're not Africans. We're not Hamites. You know, those Ugandans and shit like that, you know. Don't get me wrong. Get some Israelites in the mix of them. But we're not the same people as them. But when it comes to straight, that skin color, anybody with some melanin, Esau don't give a fuck about you. Okay, but it says 750,000 people in Haiti are affected by the U.S. freeze, and 70% of the 181 total sites funded through the U.S. President Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, or PEPFAR, had closed. Patients have flooded the remaining sites, which are unable to meet the increased demands. Yep, so you're about to see some disease on the rise. As a matter of fact, that's going off into those pestilence that Yahweh Shai was talking about. And let me see, we already there. No, Matthew 24. And I've done an art lesson earlier on the famine, man. They talking about these famines, man, that's about to come into play and shit because of a lot of these cuts. So Matthew 24:3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Right? So this is what Yahweh Shai said. Verse 4 says, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am. Well, they say Christ. We say the anointed one, the Mashiach, the Messiah, or what they would say Messiah. We say Mashiach, the anointed one. I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars, rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we see those things already happening. Wars, rumors of wars. For a nation shall rise against nation. That's what's happening amongst all these cuts and all this other shit. And Trump pulling out. And they talking about straight getting away from NATO. He listening to Elon Musk like, we don't need to be with NATO. We, you know, why are we funding or, you know, taking care of these people like this? Why are we fighting their wars, or why are we, putting our military on the line for these people? We need to get away from that. It said, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence." See that? And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All this stuff is happening. It's been a lot of earthquakes as of this past week. Well, it probably today, as of me doing this video, it's probably done been 100 or so earthquakes, man. You just don't really hear about it because it's not, they really don't report on shit unless people dying in droves. But they happening, man. Pestilence are happening. These famine are happening. Mr. Lucky, what's going on here? I want to get this word pestilence real quick. Here we go. Pestilence.
Strong's G 3061. Loimas.
Okay, like moss. Let's see. Yeah, pestilence can come in a few different forms. It's pestilence, a pestilent fellow, a pest, a plague. See? Of uncertainty, affinity, a plague, literally the disease. And that's what's going to happen with a lot of these situations like this right here. Those diseases are going to get going to be a lot more widespread. Okay, it says a large portion of PFAR funded staff working on HIV response in South Africa, which we know this is Esau, man, that's pushing this stuff out there, man, will be affected because dozens of USAID or USAID implementing partners received termination letters last week. At a regular briefing Thursday, the UN spokesman Stephanie Dujarric highlighted the impact of funding cuts on Afghanistan alone, saying more than 200 health facilities have closed, depriving 1.8 million people from essential health services in the country. So that could be right there your next jump off as far as like your next demic, man. Your pandemic. These damn diseases going widespread, man. It says the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said Thursday it was releasing $110 million from its emergency response fund to help address underfunded crisis in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. So they about to run through the emergency reserves. Tom Fletcher, the UN humanitarian chief who heads the office, told the Security Council on Thursday the U.S. funding cuts to foreign aid amounted to a body blow to our work to save lives. He said he had asked partners to provide lists of areas where they have to cut back. It is, of course, for individual countries to decide how to spend their money, but it is the pace at which so much vital work has been shut down that adds to the perfect storm that we face. Yeah, that perfect storm is going to be goddamn uncontrollable diseases out here, man. So hey, you brothers, be safe and careful. But a lot of diseases are on the rise right here in the Americas, man. Sexually transmitted diseases and a lot of other shit that's going down out here, man. So, be circumspect. In fact, let's get that Ephesians 5 and 15. Yeah, you're living in some very dangerous times, man. I don't know why my phone is moving kind of slow here, but this is Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Like, yeah, you're living in some very dangerous, wicked, evil times, man. And Esau, and I'm telling you, boy, that boy Elon Musk and Trump, and that really is overall, the elite that's pushing down on them. Hey, you about to see some shit, man. Shit about to get real, incredibly vital out here, man. Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. See, the people are in mourning right now. You see? And Trump, your boy Elon Musk, and them billionaires that surrounding him, they don't. But there's a lot of rallies going on here in the Americas, and that right there in itself, the scriptures talks about insurrections, uproars of the people. That's in that second Esdras. Let me get one more here in Proverbs. Proverbs 28:15. It says, "As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is the wicked ruler over the poor people." And they have placed themselves on these pedestals of, they've just ruined the world, man. And everybody is overall dependent upon them, you know. And that's why that scripture talks about woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Because he's gonna have people crawling to him on their knees, man, and bowing to him and begging him for help. Isaiah 31:1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh." So that's what we supposed to do. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Call on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in these last days for what we need. Let these Edomites go to their gods. You know what I'm saying? Shit, let them have Trump. Let them have Elon. These people that they went out here and voted for. Let them have them. You stay away from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Leave this man alone, because, like I said, when it all comes down the pipe, this man is gonna be very, very brutal, and it's coming soon too. You can see it all adding up. And then he's talking about that digital currency, man. So, shit, man, within this year, within the next couple of months, man, it could be some damn implants going on in this place, man. I did want to get the Apocrypha real quick. Second Esdras chapter 9. Starting from the top, verse 1, it says, "And he answered me then and said, Measure thou the times diligently in itself." So how do you measure the times? You measure the times by checking out these prophecies, man, and matching it up with the news that we see on a day-to-day basis. And that this is a commandment from the Lord to measure the time diligently. It says in itself, "And when thou seest part of the signs pass," because now we're starting to see it, "which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." Starting to see a lot of more chariot sightings. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on in the world, man. The Lord is showing a lot of signs in the heavens. And then you're going to have some things going on around the Passover as well. So verse 3, it says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," this is what you're about to see, these uproars of the people. And earthquakes are already popping, but uproars of the people are already popping too. If you just check out Euro News, if hey, just Google there's uprising of the people, where are people mad at their governments at, and you're gonna see it's nothing but these Edomites, man, because they're feeling like they've been left behind, man. They seeing that the rich is only getting richer and they're only getting poor. They're not sharing the wealth. Constantly sick. Motherfuckers always on some medicine. You know what I'm saying? You working 2, 3, 4 jobs. They got mental issues. You know what I'm saying? It's just, a lot going on with Esau these days, man. That's why we always say. And I had a situation last night where that scripture, Ecclesiastes 32:11, rising up B time, get up early basically and go handle your business and come back home. Because I generally, once I go to the plantation, I get off. I just stop at the store, supermarket, grab whatever I need, and I'm in the house overall before dark. But just so happened yesterday, I was out as it was getting dark. And man, when I tell you, that's a whole nother situation. Because I hadn't done it in so long. The people are different as hell at that time of the day, man. Like, like very wild, a lot of aggression, a lot of just bullshit was going on. I get it. It was the weekend too, but I'm thinking like, yeah, let me hurry up and get my ass back to the crib. Right? Because I can see the rowdiness in the people, man. Mainly women, man. I'm like, what? Anyway, verse 4 here, 2 Esdras 9:4, it says, let me get verse 3 again. "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand." That's when, we understand now, we see it, that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. See? So we're starting to see things play out, man. And again, let me get this one I quoted. 32 and 11. Ecclesiasticus 32 and 11. Rise up, be time. Be not the last, but get thee home without delay. Yeah, go ahead and get up, man, in the morning. Handle what you have to handle. Get your ass back to the crib and shut her in, man. Because it's coming to a point where being outside is is really very fucking dangerous now, you know, because these people are losing their damn minds. They don't have any patience. Road rage is through the damn roof now. You know, there's so many shootings here where I'm at. You know, it's people getting shot at every damn day here. With some road rage, you know what I'm saying? You know, the people are very impatient. They're on drugs. They smoking. They might be off a drink, whatever. You know, it's just, and then people are just pissed. You know, they're short fused now because they're just tired. It's like you know, they're just tired, man. Mentally, they're done. You have to be careful around people like that, even with your own family members. Most of the major crimes these days is domestic violence right in the home. These adults are killing these children. These children are killing the adults. Like, man, so, you know, be circumspect out here, man. So, you know, I just wanted to touch on that. Let me see one more. Let me go back to the blue letter. In Revelation 17 and 16, that division, man, amongst these nations. Yeah, Trump doing it up right now. I'm glad, though. We're happy about it, because this is the stuff that we've been praying for. You should be thankful to Yahweh about your outside. Okay? Revelation 17 and 16, it says, and then, Salakia, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So these countries, they're hating the whore. You know, they're like, okay, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And that's good old America, man. Babylon the Great, man, reigning over everybody else. And it says that these shall hate the whore. Right now, man, it's a lot, man. They really watch some of this Euro news and see how they talking. They talking real greasy about America right now, man. These countries are looking like, well, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Or it's kind of like, you know, you being at a bar with 3 of your homies or whatever. You don't know, you know. Or it's 10 of y'all. You going out and you partying, you at a bar, you know what I'm saying, and a fight break out, and you getting jumped in, and your boys is like, you know, they just dip up on you, man. Leave your ass there getting stoned out. See? That's going to make you're going to feel some type of way when you see them niggas again, man. That's pretty much what Trump is doing to these other nations. They're like, okay, well, damn, big bro, you the big bro. You the one with the muscles on top of muscles. You the one with all the military might, this, that, and the third. You know? You got us in all this shit, and all of a sudden you about to turn your back on us? Hey, that'll get you done dirty right there, man. So a lot of these people, they're going to start joining BRICS, the BRICS nations. You know what I'm saying? They already looking for an out, because it's not, them people, man, none of these people, they can't stand against Russia. Especially Russia and China together to go along with Iran, North Korea. You know what I'm saying? But it's some other, you know, these allies of America looking at this motherfucker sideways as hell right now. So look for things to heat up on that end. Didn't want to keep this long. I just saying that, you know, Elon Musk, man, this guy, he need to just, they ready to throw his ass out of the country, man. He's ruining everything. Like, he's really running shit, man. It's crazy as hell that he's running shit. Like, but a lot of those rallies I seen yesterday, they had an actual rally. It's a bunch of rallies against Elon Musk. Like, get this fucker out of here, man. But anyway, with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Just continue on praying for these things to happen, because we're at the end. With that, shalom. Wild Baba Ball.